Hey guys, welcome back to another spectator gameplay. Today we are spectating It's My Day, a Korean challenger jungle main who dabbles in the Fiddlesticks every now and then. Fiddlesticks has kind of been forgotten as a jungler in season, well, I would say season 8, but season 7, season 6, pretty much every season. There was like a month period in the last few years where he was top tier for a really short time, and since then he's just crap. You may recognize the gangplank in this game, maybe. Potentially. There's a chance that this geezer Hide on Bush, aka Faker, may be a name that you have come across in the past. Either way, the aim of the game for today's video, guys, is to show you this very good jungle player and good Fiddlesticks player. And, you know, if you want to learn Fiddlesticks and you want to play Fiddlesticks, then this video should help you out, because we're learning from the best at the end of the day. So, first things first. Your runes. Bam! There you go. Pretty standard stuff, really. Yeah, I don't know. There's really not too much explanation to go down here, honestly. The stopwatch is nice because then you'll build into Zhonya's later on down the line. So there's that. Ultimate hat celerity. Unsealed spellbook, I guess we should talk a little bit about, though. But first things first, let's see what's going on here. So this is an interesting start, and not a very good start, actually. Pretty bad start. I guess they wanted to go for the delayed late invade onto the blue buff, but I have to say, questionable. I mean, he started with his E as well, which would imply that he was going to cause havoc in that blue buff area by bouncing the crows off of the enemy team here. But honestly, this is literally the worst start I think this guy could have asked for. It's definitely not his day. I don't know. He needs a name challenge after this one. But yeah, so at least this gives us time to talk about his runes, I suppose. Unsealed spellbook. Now, Fiddlesticks, he clears kind of slow, but it's mostly an AoE. So having the extra cooldown for your smite is not a huge deal. It's nice, but it's not a big deal. And you obviously don't need it for the heal either. Fiddlesticks does not struggle with that. Look at this, by the way. Very important if you have your E in the jungle. Oh, unlucky. 3 seconds on his smite here. Is he going to get nice? I don't think he's going to survive, but that's nice. Are they going to get him here? No. That's a bit frustrating, but at least he got the blue buff. So the unsealed spellbook isn't really for the smite. Well, it did give him that blue buff there. It's for the flash. Fiddlesticks is quite a flash reliant champion because he has, I mean, he's got a gap closer in his ultimate kind of, but he doesn't really have any mobility outside of that. And your ability to walk up to people and get good fears off onto them. And more specifically when you're in your ultimate, to be able to run at people with that is really important, and that's why he's got celerity as well. But also having the flash means that you can ulti and then flash in as well, and that combo is really important on Fiddlesticks. So having that extra cooldown reduction for your flash is a big deal, and this is a pretty big deal as well when you're playing jungle. Holding minion waves is so important. I say this quite a lot, but it's really important for you guys to do this. If you're holding minion waves, you get free gold, free experience. We just saw Twitch on the minimap, by the way. No one pinged it out. If you're playing jungle, stare at the minimap, and when you see a new jungler show up on walls or whatever, ping the shit out of that. Right now, we should have pinged this one, because look, he's right here. Just ping that the enemy jungler's on the jungle camp. Ping it, because then your team knows that they're there, and that information is quite useful to have. I can't remember what I was saying before, because I'm chatting shit, but either way, yeah, chatting shit. Yes, holding minion waves, especially if you had a really bad start. You need that lane farm, that lane experience. Alright. So, Fiddlesticks probably is not going to be looking to do anything specific or too fancy until he reaches level 6. Because without that, he's a really underwhelming champion. So, we'll probably just be seeing this guy chilling out. Mostly chilling out until he hits level 6. Skill order, WQE. Getting your E last. Maxing Q second for the extended fear duration. This guy actually does put 5 points in W as well before he maxes Q. A lot of Fiddlesticks will maybe get like 3 or something like that, and then just start putting points into the Q. Foregoing damage for a higher duration fear. This guy just says fuck it and chucks them all in the W. Did you see that one come in? No, but he doesn't care. Alright, beautiful stuff. So item build as well. You want to sort semi-rush or jungle item, blue smite into runic echoes, but Dark Seal. Koreans do this on a lot of AP junglers as well, like Eve will get it sometimes, Nidalee at least, they pick it up quite frequently as well. Koreans just seem to love Dark Seal as an item. I mean, even Kassadin has it as well. If you're playing an AP champion, you tend to buy this early. I would say you could skip this if you want to, but honestly, it's not too bad. It gives you 100 mana, which is nice. It gives you like a mini Magi, so it has that snowball potential as well. And if I'm not mistaken, you can actually sell it for almost full price. Like, it's really cheap, and then you can sell it for basically, I think you don't lose out on that much gold. Most items you lose out on a fair amount if you sell it, but with that, it's not really the same. Also, you probably saw this, but he did start with the Dark Seal, holy shit. He just start with the control ward, because you don't need your potions on Fiddlesticks when you're clearing. So, like, skip the refillable potion and get the control ward. The vision really important. Anyway, Fiddle here is going for the invade, but he's only level 5, which seems like an interesting choice here. You've got nothing up, buddy. I don't think you're... What is he? He's actually going for this gank? No way. This guy should just be farming. Just get level 6, mate. Just get level 6. There's no real reason to do this stuff here. There's no... Or is he going to hold mid lane? Should hold mid lane and then go to blue buff. In Korea, if you don't give up the second blue, people int you. So he'll probably have to give that up, especially if he's got Cassidy on his team. But he really wants his blue. Not only is he behind, but having it on Fiddle is great in general. And it would get him level 6. I think he's going to get level 6 off this anyway, though. Yeah, excellent. Sorry, just hit level 6. What's he going to do? Use that ultimate. If you're playing an ultimate reliant champion, whenever you have your ulti up, you want to use it. Here he goes. Wow. Questionable. Is that warded at all? Nope. She just had a spidey sense and she's out of there. Oh, there's the TP, the flank TP. Didn't see that coming apparently. So he TP'd in. Holy shit. He TP'd into the Tribush ward and then ultied into the lane. Alright, fantastic stuff. Okay, so yeah, he has to give up this blue buff as well. He does not want to do that. This is a really bad start. Terrible ultimate there as well. But you know, that it's kind of just unlucky really. Yeah. Anyway, let's get forward a little bit here. His team's getting shat on right now, which, you know, not ideal, but whatever. We can learn how to play from behind. That is an important trait to have. Fiddlesticks certainly can play from behind as well, because your team fight ability, your ability to just like power team fight. Yep, you guys know what I mean, right? Your ability to do that is really big on Fiddlesticks. Just get a good ultimate off and you win the team fight. So you can stall, you can chill out, and then just find a good ultimate. And it really revolves around your ability to find good ults. But if you can do that, then you can come back from some really dire situations. Quite like this one. Anyway, this stuff's getting a bit boring. We want his ultimate cooldown to come back up or something like that. He's not going for dragons either. If his lanes were winning, it would be easy for him to sneak a dragon. But if he goes for this right here, like he blast cones over, for example, like both mid and bot are in positions to collapse there. That's not going to work. Fiddle doesn't want that. Anyway, got the control ward. Nice division there. No ultimate for 35 seconds. So this one's going to have to be a pure... Oh, there's Switch. A pure just run at the enemy team gank. Oh, he has got his ultimate up. Tell a lie. That was that was a spectator bug. All right, gets the flash, gets the summoners there, pops the Zhonya's to dodge the Zoe Q as well. That's quite smart. And he's for some reason has 10,000 move speed. What was that? I didn't see what that was. All right, nice. There's the Tom Kenj. Casting comes in as well. Beautiful. This is going to be a 2-for-1 here. Shen did die, but Zoe's going to go down as well. Beautiful stuff. Alright, I totally thought, for some reason, well, this told me at 30 seconds. It's a lie. That's why I go ultimate hat, apparently. Good shit. And that's precisely what you need to do when you're playing Fiddlesticks. If you saw the setup from the red team's perspective there, face checking Fog of War. You want to come out of Fog of War. This is why sweepers and control wards are so important on Fiddlesticks, because you want to be able to control that vision so that you can guarantee that you're coming out of Fog of War. If the enemy team can see you, your ultimate's going to be wank. Imagine if they had vision on Fiddlesticks here. They wouldn't have walked up anywhere near him. And he would have just like completely fouled his gank. There's a ward right there, buddy. Check it. Hey, he spots it out. Excellent stuff. So yeah, good use of the control ward there. Gets the ultimate off. Excelente. And he's got his runic echoes now as well. So he should be pretty fine for clearing the jungle. He's managed to catch up pretty decently against this Twitch as well. Item build, by the way. This guy really likes Proto Belt on Fiddlesticks. May sound a bit surprising, but it makes sense, again, coming out of your ultimate, your Proto Belt forward. It's all about getting, keeping people in your ulti. So, pop your ultimate, running around people. You don't want people to run away from you in that situation. It's why Storm Raider Surge was so good last season on Fiddlesticks. And it's why you go for all the things that are happening here. Anyway, so again, setup wants to be from Fog of War. Just runs up here, there are no wards, comes out of Fog of War, comes from over a wall as well. Tower diving on Fiddlesticks is so good. I remember ages ago when I was playing a bit more competitive in League, I got absolutely destroyed by a sub jungler from Fnatic. I don't think he plays the game anymore, but he had Fnatic in his name. He was using the Pirate swashbuckler Fiddlesticks skin. I was playing mid lane back then, and he dove me over and over and over again from over the wall, just flat out diving, exactly as you're going to see here. Boom. Just appears out of nowhere, and you're dead, honestly. Like, Zoe could have been on full health there and probably still would have died, because she would have been feared, and during that fear duration, she's taken a shite ton of damage from Fiddlesticks, a shite ton of damage from Kassadin. You're just dead. There's really no counterplay to that, outside of vision. So you've got to make sure that if you're playing against Fiddlesticks, you have to have good flank vision. It's the same as if you're playing versus Zac as well. Anyone who can come over walls and initiate, you have to have good vision over those walls, over your flanks, because you will just get jumped on. Say, for example, you're pushing, like, it's mid-game, and we're the blue team here, right? We're the blue team, it's mid-game, we're pushing down mid, we're trying to, you know, we're grouped up for whatever reason, and we're trying to get this tower, okay? And people around level 10, whatever, it's mid-game, I don't know, chatting shit here. Imagine, okay? And you'll push up the mid lane. Now, if you're playing versus Zac, you need to have this area warded, because Zac can engage on you from over these walls, and if you have zero vision, you're not gonna know where he's coming from. He's gonna jump into your back line, you're gonna get kidnapped, jumped back towards your tower. You're completely screwed in that situation, absolutely shafted. So these wards here are great wards in general when you're laning as well, because that gets a lot of, I was gonna say, you're bound to see the enemy jungler in with these wards. But imagine you're pushing up mid and this was all dark. Like, you would not know where Zac was coming from. And it's a similar situation when you're playing versus Fiddlesticks as well. The difference between Fiddle and Zac, obviously Zac can engage from further away. Fiddlesticks is really just like over the wall that you're near to. But I would argue it's more important to ward Fiddle flanks, because that will, if you get caught by a Fiddlesticks and you're unawares, he's going to wipe your team like that. Like that. Zac is slightly less so. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling here, but you know what I'm trying to say. Again, look at this. The red team, people are just not used to playing versus Fiddlesticks, but you cannot do this. You cannot push out this far in the Fog of War with a Fiddlesticks being around, because this is what happens. He pops out of Fog of War and he just wins the team fight. He's a bit unlucky he wasn't tagging Twitch there with his ultimate, but his Twitch is dead anyway. But you just can't do it. And again, this is what you want to do when you're playing Fiddlesticks, is you want to move around. And you don't necessarily want to be the initiation on a play. You want them to come into you, and then you react to it with your ultimate, like a retaliation sort of thing, if that makes sense. Nice. Alright, beautiful stuff. So yeah, just ult out a Fog of War. Just flank. That's the best thing you can do. Alright, I think he's out of it, boys. That's his out. That's his stopwatch gone though. Alright, so we said he likes Proto Belt. He's building towards that right now. He's almost got it. Tier 2 boots as well. We were saying move speed's quite important, so you don't want to get that too late. Back in the day, you'd rush that shit. You got Doran's rings and get sorcerer shoes, and even go move speed quints as well. None of that's necessary nowadays, but yeah, either way. A third item though, I mentioned Zhonya's as well, how the stopwatch is really good for Fiddlesticks, like the talent, the mastery, no, the rune, fucking hell, the runes, third time's a charm. The runes for the stopwatch is really good because it basically just reduces the cost of Zhonya's by 600 gold. And Zhonya's is very important on Fiddlesticks because again, all playing around your ulti, and if you jump in and you're ulting, you want to be able to Zhonya's out. I can't believe that the red team is going to potentially fall for this again. Imagine if they'd proper dedicate to that fight. I mean, look, you can't position like that. You cannot position out into the fog of war. Like, if you don't see where Fiddle is on your flanks, you just can't do this. You absolutely cannot do this. Because this happens. And the definition of insanity, lads. You can't do this. And it turns like that as well, you know. It's not just a risky, you know, thing to do in general. It's like, okay, you do this, it's like a guaranteed failure. If Fiddlesticks is there, it's guaranteed failure. So I guess that's what kind of falls to you as the Fiddlesticks player, to be in those positions where you're waiting in the wings. Nice taunt flash. Executed gangland style by Faker.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Don't think they're going to get... Oh, they are going to get him here. Okay, that was confidence right there in the passive. Didn't realize Faker was that confident on GP. But yeah, one thing that Fiddlesticks hasn't really done much of is take Dragon, and he is very good at doing Dragon. He's one of these champions you can probably do it from like level 2 with blue buff. And he's someone who I get a decent amount of comments on saying like, why don't you play Fiddlesticks? I think he's actually really underrated. You can take Dragon at level 2. Or if I ever upload a Fiddlesticks gameplay, I'll get comments like, why didn't you take Dragon at level 3? You know, these kind of things. Now, you want to chill out a little bit with that kind of stuff, because taking Dragon doesn't give you, like, experience or gold, really. It's like the same as doing a jungle camp, but takes, like, 10 times as long to do, so it really sets you back from that degree. So it's not really recommended to do it. And Fiddlesticks can do it, but that's just because he doesn't die. He doesn't do it very quickly, he just doesn't die. So he's good at sneaking it away. Maybe if you have, like, a teammate to help you or something to help you with the damage, you just sit there and perma tank it, but like drain tank it. But yeah, I honestly would not recommend to just like hard focus on Dragon. There are a lot of champions I would say who are better at doing it because they actually have the damage for it. Oh, the flash smite. Is he gonna get it? And he's dead. I think he might be donezo here though. Yeah, sayonara, mate. Got the proto belt off. That was nice. Didn't really achieve much, but still. 2 for 1 in that situation. 2 for 2, sorry. Yeah, that's a lie. 2 for 2. Alright, let's speed this bad boy up. Where's he going? Going top. Alright, beautiful. Tom's going to get caught here. Oh my goodness, that's a really good bullet time, actually. Is she donezo too? I think she's okay. Oh, no. Oh, they surrender. Okay. Well, that was interesting. I wasn't expecting that surrender coming out so quickly. Fair enough. Yeah. Alrighty then. What else to say? Well, Zhonya's is going to come out next. You can see that he's gone for the Fiendish Codex as well. So Zhonya's is coming out next. If this game was going on longer, aim of the game really at this stage would be to deny vision around the Baron area and just like bait that or take that. I mentioned how you want the enemy team to come into you when you're playing Fiddlesticks. Like you want them to walk into you and then it's like they come to you and then bam, you jump out on them. Setting the ambush, so to speak. And that's really easy to do around Baron. Because you can just put that pink ward down, put the control ward down, and the enemy team is pretty much put into a situation where they're basically forced to face check you. They're forced to come into you as long as you've denied that vision. And you can see he's gone for the sweeper as well. So sweeper, you get the control wards down around the Baron area too. You can deny that vision and you can start popping off with those plays. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful and it taught you a little bit about Fiddlesticks. Quite an impressive game considering he got destroyed. Probably the worst early game he possibly could have asked for. Just a few sloppy ultimates, well, good ultimates from him, but sloppy positions from the enemy team, and turns the whole game around. Thanks for watching, guys. Thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to me for League of Legends content. Goodbye from me, goodbye from Shadwell, and I will see you in my next video. Also have a great day. Bye.